Morning. Let's talk about procrastination. Yeah, procrastination is very bad, and it could be addicting. And the reason why I say that is because we all have a gift in life. Whether you believe it or not, you might say, "Well, I don't have no gifts." We all have a gift. Whether you want to believe it or not, you have to sit back and say to yourself, what is my gift? I was listening to a podcast the other day, and there was a guy that said, he said that God put us on this earth and he gave everyone a gift. He said, you might not think you have a gift because all you've been taught all your life, go to school, get good grades, come out, go to college, get that corporate job and stay there 20, 30 years. And it might not be the gift that God has chosen you or have showed you what your gift is. And one thing he said that made me think, he said, you sit back and say to yourself, when I was growing up, what was my interest? What did I always, focus on? What did I do? Whether it was reading books, whether if I was a great writer, or I was a good person of like buying stuff, finding stuff, and selling stuff to make money when I was in my teens, whatever it is. And then when we get older, and we get out of that stage, So you have to sit back and say to yourself, as I was growing up, what was my main focus? What did I do? Didn't play video games a lot. I was outside a lot, playing, street ball, or I was a great writer. I used to sit at home and write all the time, brainstorm. As I brainstorm, I write it down. Well, okay, if you was a brainstormer and you write it down, maybe you might go back to brainstorming and write that stuff down and never know. You can create a book that you can get out there and get published and try to sell it. You know what I'm saying? And then there you go. You created yourself a business. You're taking your gift that God has given you and putting it to work, whatever it is. So that had me thinking, So I used to say to myself, I don't have a gift. I mean, I struggled through high school, barely made it out. But then I thought about when I was growing up, I always used to go around in the neighborhood. I had cut a couple of my neighbors' yards. My best friend, I used to cut their yards, and I used to wash their cars, their parents' cars, and wash my mom's friends' cars, and they used to pay me. And I used to do that consistently. I was known as, they say, man, Jay, man, you want your car washed? Get at him. You know what I'm saying? I would go to their house, use their water, wash their cars. They would pay me. That's what I did and I was very adamant. When I mean very adamant, when it come to cleaning cars, very adamant, man. I was like it was just like like being, a drug addict. You know how a drug addict is addicted to drugs. I was addicted to, clean cars. I made sure my car was always clean. Parents' car was clean, and I cleaned. Their friends would come over, and I look, hey, Mr. So-and-so, hey, Mr. So-and-so, hey, your car kind of dirty, man. Hey, hey, I'll wash it. Give me $20-$25. And a lot of times, they say, yeah, man, go ahead and wash my car, man. I'll give you $20-$30. Very adamant growing up. But then, one thing, as I got older, and I never realized that I should have maybe pursue that, start a little side hustle, a little side business on side of mobile detailing. My stepfather, rest in peace, before he passed, he used to see how adamant I was when it came to cleaning cars. I mean, very adamant. That's why I used to spend my weekends. Why a lot of my friends used to be, hanging out, smoking and all that stuff. Me, I would try to find something to do. But if it was cleaning someone's car, cutting neighbor's grass, or what, so I would try to find something to do. And right before he passed, he told me, he said, "Hey, would you like for me to help you start your own business, your business? I will help you, go find a work van, you pay cash, you get your supplies, we gotta do what we gotta do to get it going." And at the time, my mind wasn't there. I was like, nah. I talked myself out of it. Like, nah, I don't think. Nah, I ain't gonna succeed, man, because it's the fear of failure, the fear of getting that van, buying my supplies, and trying to go out there and market, and try to get customers where I can start my own detailing business on the side. And he told me, right before, he said, "Are you sure?" I said, "Yeah." He said, "Just think about it." Thought about it. And at that time, like I said, wasn't married yet. I was getting ready to get married. My girlfriend, which is my wife now, she was pregnant. And I told her, I said, "Man, Mr. Charles told me he would like to help me get a van and start my business." She's like, "What do you think?" I'm like, "Oh, no, I don't think so." Because it's the fear of failure, procrastinating. And you listen to other people that tell you, "Man, well, no, you don't want to do that. It's just, that business, it's very oversaturated," and just listening to people instead of getting in your head. Like I said, I was very adamant. I was so adamant that the fact that when I quit my job when I was, I think, 23 years old, I got fed up, I got tired. I quit my job. I started working with my mom's friend, which he started his own detailing business. And it was me, and he had one other employee. We used to go to these, people's houses. I mean, we talking about nice houses, nice cars, and we would detail their cars. We would do that. And I'm like, man, we would go to whether their house or their business. Like I said, I used to love washing cars so much that it was like a drug. I would go to sleep thinking about it, trying to think about how, I would, how can I, what can I do to become a better detailer? I would do trial and error on my own vehicle, waxing by hand. Then I went and bought a buffer, all that stuff. But then, like I said, as I got older, and the fear of doing it is just like, procrastinating. And it's like, now I'm older. I'm 42 years old. And I have got out of that, try to get out of that phase of washing cars. Got to a point where I go to car wash, or I want to pay somebody. But then deep down inside, it's like, that might be my gift. Washing cars, mowing lawns, stuff like that. I used to love doing it because I like to see the aftermath. So when I'm done cutting the lawn, when you edge it, you trim the trees. I hate trimming shrubs, but when you edge it, you weedy, you cut it, and you just go back and look like, man, it looks so beautiful. It just looks. Same thing when it came to washing a car. You look at the before, like, man, this car dirty inside out. But once you're done, you go back and you look and, man, say, man, that vehicle clean. Look what I've done. I've done a great job. Now, I'm not saying I'm the best, but as you keep going, as you keep doing it, you will find trial and error. You will find things that you can improve on. And then, too, when I was growing up, we didn't have this YouTube and all that. Now, these days, you have YouTube. You can always go on YouTube and find out how to do something. try to find courses. So that's what I'm doing now. A lot of research. You have to make sure that you're not procrastinating, because when you procrastinate and God is showing you that you have a gift and he's trying to push you to take control of that gift and take that gift and take off with it, you have to trust in him. See, years ago, before my stepfather passed, that was God showing me and telling me that, hey, your gift is here. You have someone that can help you get on the ground and start your own business, whether if you do it on the side or whether if you do it full force. So I think about it all the time, like, what if? You always ask yourself, what if I would have done it? What if I would have allowed my stepfather to help me get a van, start my business? Where could I have been years later? Where could I have been to this day? We get so focused and so caught up on wanting that steady paycheck every week. Because when you got a job, you clock in, you clock out, every Friday or every other Friday or maybe the 1st and the 15th, you're going to get that steady paycheck. You're going to get that steady paycheck. Whether if it's slow or whether if the company you're working for is losing business or whatnot, it's slow, it's not as busy, you're still going to get your 40-hour week paycheck. You know that. You don't have no stress. None to worry about. Go clock in, whoop, do your 8 hours, 12 hours, whatever. Clock out, boom, get my paycheck, and I'm good. But when you work for yourself, there's no guarantee every week or every 2 weeks you're going to get that paycheck, that steady paycheck. Or you might not get that much of a paycheck. You might not get that $1,000 a week, that $2,000 a week. It might take you 3 weeks to get $2,000. So procrastination is bad. We have to learn not to procrastinate. When you have a gift, act on it. Do not sit there and procrastinate and say, well, what if I start this business, this lawn care? It don't work out. What if I start this mobile detailing? It don't work out. Oh, man, I would love to do it, but man, look at the equipment. Everything I have to buy. So expensive. My credit's not good. Well, if you say all that to yourself, you're already talking yourself out of it. What you have to say to yourself is, what can I do? What do I need to do in order to go start the business? How can I start it? As little money as possible. Maybe I can start the business with the vehicle I have. And then once I scale, see, I'm getting customers, I'm having money coming in. Once I scale, now I can afford to go put money back in the business, level up, okay, get me a truck, buy me a setup, buy me a trailer, or whatever. So you have to do what you have to do. But you can't just sit there and say, what can I do? And you're not showing no action. You're not putting no effort to it. You're just saying, okay, I gotta do this and that. But at the end of the day, you're going to work every day. You're spending all your money. Instead of putting money back for the business that you want to start and doing research. Well, if you got to go to seminars, if there's seminars available, if there's a bunch of YouTube videos you have to watch, or read books, or maybe find a mentorship that you can see Maybe if it's free or maybe it's cheap, find a mentorship that someone can guide you to start it on the side. See what you have to do. And hey, failure, and I used to think the same way. Failure is not bad. A lot of people think that failure is bad. If you fail, you just a piece of junk. No, failure is not bad. Because when you don't start, you've already failed. So I'm here to tell everyone, if you are not happy at your job, sit down, brainstorm. Think about when you was growing up, was there anything that you used to do that you love to do? Anything. And see if there's a way that you can turn what you used to do when you was a child and a teenager growing up, if you can turn that into a side hustle, whether if it's writing, reading, whatever, home-based service businesses, whatever. See what you can do, because let me tell you something. I think about this all the time. Your job is not secure. They can close down, they can lay you off, you can get hurt, you can get sick, and then boom, you don't have anything coming in. Learn to take your money and create assets. Whether it's, like you said, start your side hustle, invest in stocks, crypto, whatever, to make you money while you're sleeping. And especially if you can't stand the job that you're in and you want to get out of it, find that exit plan, execute on it, and stay on that path. Don't give up, because once you give up, you've already failed. You just like, oh, whatever. Stay on track. Stop procrastinating, because before you know it, you'll be like me, 42 years old, like, man, I wish I would have done that when I had the chance to have the help. I wish. That's all you can say. I wish. Well, that's all gone. That's done. All that wishing is done. It's gone. Stuff that is no longer here anymore. I'm 42 years old. Hey, I had the chance. Now, it's all on me. It's all on me to trust the higher power, pray about it, and I have to act on it. And if and you don't want to say, what if I fail? Well, if you fail, you figure out how'd you fail. What failed you? What did you do wrong? And once you figure it out, pick yourself back up and get at it again. I once asked, this is a young man I went to school with, and I see him market his detailing business all the time on Facebook. Hit him up, ask him, hey man, how'd you do it? He's like, he's got the time, because he works part-time, and he does that on the side. And like he told me, he said, man, you gotta have faith, you gotta trust in God, and you gotta believe and go out there and do it. He said, because if you don't have faith, you don't have trust, and you don't go out and do the work, nothing's gonna happen. So that's exactly what he told me. You gotta have faith, you gotta have trust. You can't be scared, you just get out there. And like I said, that's the fear. The fear and procrastination will never get you anywhere. I realize that. So, like I said, remember, stop procrastinating. You have a gift. Use that gift to your ability. All right? Peace.